From the top. Okay. Drop that. Yeah. Feel the funk, y'all. Yeah. Feel the funk, y'all. Yeah. You lay back in the cut. What's up? What's up?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, these are all of my brushes. I hope they are all in focus. I think they are. Can you guys see the ones up here? So as you can see, I have a fair few. Now these aren't obviously, like, this is not like a big collection. I mean, it's big, but it's, I've seen on YouTube here, I've seen way worse. I have some Fude over here and here and mixed in here. And then a lot of these are synthetic brushes as I embark on this declutter series. So we're just going to go through all of these. I'm going to declutter what I'm not using. Some will go to my makeup kit, others will stay on my vanity slash studio, like, you know, where I do my makeup when I do videos. We're gonna size this down a fair bit. Alright, we're gonna start off with a haul. I'm gonna show you what I've hauled recently because they are Fude. We're gonna start there and then we're going to make our way through this. Okay, so it's a weird view, I know. I just don't know how else to like angle the camera, so I apologize if this is weird. Alright, we're gonna start off with, I have some items that I got from CD Japan, and I've got some items that I got from Beautylish and Fude Beauty. So from Beautylish I got these two brushes here, so I'll just move these out the way. So I'll start with this one first. This is the Goss number 13. Let's zoom in. I hope the lighting's okay. So this is Goss number 13. This is a foundation brush. I went on a foundation, Fude foundation brush kind of spree, and I got everything that I could find that was basically Fude but for foundation, like liquid foundation as opposed to mineral foundation or powder foundation. This is a really dense type of brush. I have not used this yet, so I can't tell you exactly what it's like, but it feels super soft. It's made out of goat hair and it's cute. I could have got the whole set, but like I said, I just wanted to try some foundation brushes, Fude ones anyway. And then I got the Fundamentals by Sonia G purely for this brush here. This is the new base one. As you can see there, it's quite dense. It's a duo fiber, so she changed the synthetic fibers to something else, but she's still got the Chikuhodo goat hair that's like mixed in this type of brush. So you see these type of brushes quite a bit in the Fude world and feels ultra soft. So once again, I can't tell you what these brushes are like. I only just got them into my collection, and yeah, so that's from the Fundamentals base one from Sonia G. Those two are my brushes that I got from Beautylish. The next brushes I got from Fude Beauty. These are all foundation brushes that I've been trying to basically get into. So the first one I'm going to show you guys is the Chikuhodo by Tesshyu. Oh my god, I can't say it. Tesshyu Takemori. I don't know. This is the T3 foundation brush. It actually feels softer than the Sonia G Base one and the Goss, to be honest, but it's just supposed to be quite multi-purpose. The next one is the Chikuhodo RLO-1. I think that's what it's called. It's a similar shape, I feel, to the Koyudo, just bigger, and the Chikuhodo GSN 5. It's just less dense, so it's less dense. So that's it there. It's a paddle shape, pinched in. I can see this working really well for concealer, made from goat hair. Similarly, the Chikuhodo GSN 5 is very similar, but it's denser. So this is the Koyudo BP from the BP series. I think it might be 14. And then the BP 13. by Koyudo. Very densely packed. I don't know whether this will work as a foundation brush. It's marketed as a foundation brush, but it's so big. But I do have big foundation brushes anyway, so really it should work. I just don't know if it's gonna soak up a lot of product. Sorry, I can't tell you much about these brushes. And then from City Japan, I got the Koyudo, what's this one? FuPa 14. This one is made out of grey squirrel. I should say those other brushes I just showed you, they have all been washed. This one has not. So this is the FuPa 14. It's a grey squirrel. It's ultra soft. This is the one in conjunction with City Japan. Like City Japan collaborated with Koyudo on some of their FuPa brushes. So this is the City Japan version, and it does stand up. Another one from City Japan. So this is two brushes in here. This is the FuPa 02. I think I got two of the FuPa 02s because I've only heard good things. So this is once again part of the City Japan collab. So the handles look the same. FuPa 02. I did order the FuPa 01. That was from Beautylish, I think. So that's going to be on the way for the original prices. I got these before the price increase. This is the FuPa 07. So this one's got a really flat top. It's off quite a bit there. It's got the pink handle. I like how they all have the stand-up handles. I don't know why I decided to go that route, but I did for all three of these foundation brushes. I think I like the idea that I can just stand them up. Like when I'm using them, I can just stand them up like that. And then last but not least, this is another FuPa 02. This one, once again, this is the Koyudo original, but the pink handle. You can get it in a black and you can get it like curved. But I went and got this once again so that it stands up. And I just figured having a second one would be nice if one is currently in the wash. I feel like this is going to be my standout foundation brush. I'm just very confident in it. So this one is the same as this one. Exactly the same. Well, I say exactly the same. There's some variances, but it's exactly the same size in diameter, head shape, length, everything's the same, just that the handles are different. I love the Japanese writing on here. It's so cute, and it's like holographic. So that's a mini haul. Alright, let's go through my main collection. So this is a whole heap of eye brushes and then foundation brushes. So let's go through foundation brushes first. So I just showed you my Fude foundation brushes that I'm obviously keeping. Like none of these are going anywhere that I just recently hauled. So I need to make space for them. So these are my foundation brushes that I use on the regular. Actually, only some of these I use on the regular. The rest I actually kind of don't. So I have two artiste brushes. So one is the oval 7 and the other one is the oval 8. So that's these two. Very, very densely packed. These are fantastic. Like, love these. So these are both staying. I'm gonna keep them. This is the Tarte, I don't know, it's a foundation brush. Very, very dense. Works beautifully. I have not used this in a long time, but I don't want to get rid of it because I know I get a really good finish from this brush. Don't get much control because the brush head is so large, but I can't see myself parting with this one. Same goes for this Tarte foundation brush, just a little bit different, similar to some of my flat top brushes, except this one comes in an angle. This one's actually really good as well, and I can't see myself parting with this as well. And I love the bamboo handles. So, and then the hourglass one, I'm definitely keeping this. This is a fantastic synthetic foundation brush. It works like a dream. I use this with all formulas, thin, thick, medium, creamy, whatever. It works every single time. So that's staying. The rest I'm getting rid of. So I'm going to get rid of the Colourpop. I say get rid of. I'm going to go ahead and do anything that I get rid of from my main collection. I'm going to put it into my Makeup Artist Reach collection, and then I'm going to declutter that all together. So you might end up seeing 2 declutters here. Unless I know I'm definitely not going to use it in my makeup kit. So this Colourpop F15, nothing wrong with this brush. Works well. I mean, it works. Like, it's not anything bad about it. I just don't actually reach for it much. So that can be for the makeup kit. This Huda Beauty one is too dense for my liking. I find that it sucks up quite a bit of product. It's really soft though. I'll pop that in the maybe. So maybe's over here. Keeps over here. Declutters over here. Maybe's over there. This Morphe one, yeah, she can go. And then this Morphe one's a little bit different. This is the this Morphe was the Y6. I think Laura Lee like raved about this, so I went and got it, and I was like, it's really nothing special. It's nothing special. I mean, it works. This is the Morphe M439. Morphe M439 foundation brush. I like the rounded edges that it has, so like blending would be really easy with this, I feel. So I reckon this might be good in my kit. It might be good in my kit, so I'm gonna put that over. Well, wait, well, I'm mixing up my okay, makeup artistry kits over here, declutter over here, and maybe's over here. Okay, I have some more foundation type brushes here, like smaller ones. So there's the bigger ones that you guys just saw. Okay, so I use most of these for like concealer and like foundation too, but not on the regular like at all. So this is Artiste Oval 6. Excellent brush. Obviously it's smaller, so you can get into smaller areas, maybe for smaller faces, that kind of thing. Yeah, she's staying. She's staying. So this will go in my stay pile. Oh, this is hard. This is very hard. I know that my Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush 56 brush, she's staying. She's an excellent concealer brush. I haven't used my new concealer brushes, so if I find that they blend better than this one, then I will go ahead and move this to my makeup kit. But as it stands, this one is staying too. Okay, she's supposed to be clean, but she's not. Obviously not cleaned her properly. This black canvas brush is phenomenal. This is an excellent synthetic foundation brush, and I don't want to part with her, so I'm gonna keep her as well. I've not decluttered much. This is not cool. I like these 2 brushes. So this one's from Fenty Beauty. I think I might end up keeping a lot of my Fenty Beauty brushes just because for a synthetic brush, they have a lot of bristles and I like density. So this one's really good for putting my paint pot, my MAC paint pot on the lids. I like how it's angled, as you can see there. Gets into all the crevices, and similarly I like this for the same reason, though it's a little bit small. I usually like a bigger one. I think these 2 can stay as well. I love the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush so much that I have 2. These are really good foundation brushes, a bit smaller, so you've got a bit more control and precision. Really soft, quite dense. I'm gonna pop these 2 into my makeup kit because these are fantastic for foundation. One of the first companies I ever bought brushes from was Zoeva. I have 2 silk finish brushes, 102, because I loved this brush so much. Like, my foundation application was always amazing. I bought this one first. As you can tell, it's way more fluffed out. It's older. This one's newer. Excellent foundation brushes. I'm gonna pop this in my makeup kit. I haven't decluttered anything. Okay, I'm gonna declutter this one. This is the Napoleon foundation buffing brush. Nothing wrong with it, just a little small. Can't really do much with it, I feel. That's gonna be decluttered. The Fenty Beauty, I swear this is clean. The Fenty Beauty Foundation Brush 115. This brush is pretty good. I don't remember it being anything really kind of spectacular. This one, however, the 110, I found to be way more kind of useful. I don't know. Oh, sorry, this is a declutter pile. This is the maybe pile. I'm gonna pop these in the maybe pile. I know I said I was gonna keep a lot of the Fenty Beauty, but I don't know. I need to get rid of brushes, and I'm not doing a very good job of it so far. I don't know why this one's in here. This is not a foundation brush. This is a bronzer brush. So let me put that in with the bronzer brushes. These can go in the maybe. This ColourPop Duo Fiber brush is really good for applying not concealer, sorry, like primer. Anything that just needs to be kind of whisked around and not really kind of fully worked in. But I'm probably gonna get rid of this brush. Let's put it in a declutter pile. This Napoleon High Definition Foundation slash Concealer Brush G20. I don't really have any brushes like this in my collection, like, at all. It's very unique shape. Round, as you can see there, like completely round all the way through. I'm gonna keep her. I'm gonna pop her in my kit. I like the point on it, and I like how multi-purpose it is. So I'm gonna pop that in my kit section. Oh, I have another one of these Silver buffer brushes. I must have doubled up on some. I don't really know if I need 2 of them. Let's pop that over here in my kit section. And this is the Face Shaper brush. This is really good for cream contour, that kind of thing. This is going to stay in my kit. I'm just going to pop these in here for now, just to see what kind of space I'm working with. That's not bad. I might put one of the Real Techniques ones in here as well, just for like variety's sake. So these are basically synthetic foundation brushes, and these are my Fude foundation brushes. Synthetic Fude. I think that works really well. Let's do powder brushes. Alright, I really need to cut this down because the last section will be eye brushes, and I don't need all of these eye brushes. I use mostly Fude brushes, but here we go. Let's do it. I decided I'm going to keep the Fenty Beauty ones, and I'm going to get rid of the Huda Beauty. I've gotten rid of 4 brushes so far. Wow, this is terrible. But this will, I'll be cutting back a lot on this one, to be honest. Okay, so the bronze is staying for sure, as is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Airbrush Bronzer. These 2 bronzers I recommend all the time to my to you guys in my bronzer reviews, because honestly they are fantastic and I love them. So they're not going anywhere. I'm gonna get rid of all of these. So these are my Morphe E51, E54, E4 brushes. They're all angled brushes. I used to use these a lot to kind of like buff all over the face with my finishing powder, even apply setting powder underneath the eyes. I like them, but I did get the Sonia G Face Smooth Buffer, and I feel like that's going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to gravitate towards using that more than this. I do understand that I probably do need to have cheaper options so that people don't see me using Sonia G all the time, but honestly that's all I like to use. I like to use Fude brushes. I'm sorry if that makes me a snob, but a brush snob, but honestly I haven't used these in a long time. I like to use other brushes that I'll show you later for that purpose, and I did get duplicates because I love these brushes so much. These will go into my kit, so they're not going to be completely out of my collection, but they're fantastic for doing other people's makeup and like just smoothing over everything with finishing powder. They're really good at doing that, even for bronzer as well. So these will go in my kit. I bought this brush. This is the Morphe E44 to replace a brush that will not be named, but it didn't quite live up to it. It's a great kind of all over face buffer, I suppose, as well. It's really soft. I'm gonna pop it in my kit. It's a pretty good brush. I can't see myself parting with it. I will get rid of the Colourpop E1 and the Colourpop F1 and F13. This is a fan brush, but it does not compare to the Sonia G fan brushes. It's just too pointed, and you gotta use a lot of pressure before you get a good blend. Yeah, so this, I'm actually gonna declutter both of these. The Real Techniques blush brush. I don't even know what to do with this one. What do I do with this one? I have to think about this one a bit more. So I'm going to go in the maybe section. The KVD brush 20. It's really soft. I don't pick this up though. I'm going to get rid of this one. Face Definer by Zoeva. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. I don't really do anything with it. Never getting rid of the Real Techniques setting brush. This brush is, sorry, wrong way. This brush is phenomenal brush. Great for like blending out concealer, great for setting powder as it implies. So multi-purpose. This will, one of them will go to my kit and the other I think I'll keep. This is the Morphe R14 brush. This is a good blush brush. I'm going to keep this for my kit. The Real Techniques powder brush. This is an excellent brush. Really good for bronzer. Really good for bronzer. I'm going to keep this one. Napoleon Set blush / contour brush. I'm going to declutter this one. The Morphe M536 brush. I'm going to keep this one. This is really good for setting powder underneath the eyes. Really soft. It's quite pointed at the tip, so it could be really good for contour and sculpting, that kind of thing. So that can go in my kit. Yes. Fenty Beauty. Yeah, you know I'm going to keep my Fenty Beauty stuff. I really do like her brushes. Morphe M405 brush. This one's angled as well. I like this for my kit. Morphe M523 brush. Pinched ferrule. Quite soft. Oh, it's a little bit prickly. I'll think about this one. I don't know if I've got a need for that particular type of brush. And then this one is a Morphe M527. Really big brush. I think it's too flimsy for bronzer. Like it doesn't have that oomph it needs for bronze, like you would with bronzer. But it's quite big and fluffy. Probably a good brush to like brush off any excess powder, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna put this into my makeup kit. Alright, so just popped it in here for now. Let's do highlighter and sculpting contour brushes. I definitely will not be keeping most of these. For one, This can go and this can go. These are the most useless fan brushes I've come across. You don't get any kind of precision or control. They don't do that great of a job. There's just not enough bristles. I don't know what anybody uses this for other than to maybe flick away excess something or others, but these can both go. This petite fan brush, I like to use this underneath my lash line and then when I'm doing mascara, just so that I can protect the bottom lash line from the mascara if I get anything on it. So this is going to go in my kit in the tool section as opposed to the brush section. I'm going to keep it for that reason. It's nice and firm. I have this itty bitty tiny Artiste Oval 3 brush. I bought this to use for nose contour and I kind of forgot that I had this. This can stay. I'm going to pop this into like my dry powder type brushes as opposed to my wet that I'm keeping. So that will be kept. The Morphe M438. Yeah. This is supposed to be a highlighter brush. I don't think I've ever used this for highlight. I have a particular brush that I like to use for highlight and this is not it. I'm going to declutter this one and I'm also going to declutter the Morphe M501. It's another highlighting brush as well, but I find these to be too flimsy for the type of highlight that I like to use. So that can go as well. This is the Mecca Cosmetica. I got this as, oh, that's really soft. Wow, that's really, really soft. I wonder if I could use this for like targeted bronzing or powder products. I'm going to keep this one. I've actually never used this before, but I did buy a highlighter or like an all over face powder, like shimmer type product that is supposed to be really, really good. That's like made with this brush, so I'm going to keep it and I like the way it looks as well, so that can stay. The Morphe Y11, once again Laura Lee got me into this, the Y series. In comparison, the Sigma Tapered Highlight, I'm going to keep both of these for my kit. I like to have at least more than one type of highlighter brush in case I'm doing more than one person. I essentially will have enough in my kit to do more one person without having to like wash brushes in between. So I'm going to keep both these for my kit. I'm going to get rid of the Kat Von D, is it 10? Yeah, 10 brush. I have used this maybe a handful of times and I cannot remember it being any type of special, to be honest. So this can go. Colourpop F5 can go. Morphe R36 can go. These are all highlighter brushes. This one is similar to the 10, just smaller. If I bring it back. So it's just like half its size, basically. I'm supposed to sculpt smaller areas. I don't know. I just haven't used this brush enough for me to gain any kind of real insight. I don't contour. I contour on other people. I just don't contour on myself. I feel like my face is contoured enough. Like I have high cheekbones that literally jut out. And like you can see a shape to my face half the time. Like, I mean, I use bronzer to get a bit more of a definition as opposed to anything else. I might move these to my kit and then I'll decide later on if it will stay in my kit or not. This Stila brush, it's got no name, but this is like a 2-in-1 sculpt, but this is staying. This brush is fantastic for cream contour. That's all I use it for is cream contour. Like my, what's it called? Oh, Huda Beauty Tan Tour. I like to use this with it. So this is gonna stay. Fenty Beauty, the highlighter brush. This is a 120. I've never used this for highlighter. It's supposed to like hug the cheeks and all that jazz. I think it's a bit weird. Probably the only Fenty Beauty brush that I didn't like. She came up with a bigger one for bronzing, like for like sculpting bronzing. I didn't buy it because I didn't like this shape, and I can't say I've ever used this. So this might be the only Fenty Beauty brush that I'm going to declutter. But the completionist to me is like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do that though? Maybe. Oh, she's staying. This is this is the Kat Von D 40 brush. Oh, this one's excellent for nose contour. Like if you've got like a wet product, this works out really, really well. This is gonna stay. Anastasia A23. So this is the highlighter brush that I was using back in the day. I have not used this brush in such a long time. I feel like there are other like better brushes out there that have like way more control. I know a lot of people will not agree with me on that, and absolutely love it, but I've never found a way to use this brush in a way that I've liked. I found that if I use it too aggressively because I'm trying to build up the intensity, it like picks up and takes off the foundation underneath. I just haven't really gotten along with this brush all that much, but like the influencer in me wants to keep it because, you know, everybody has an A23. I mean, come on now, it's Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like, you have to have one or you're not cool. You can't sit with the cool kids. That's what I feel like when I see this brush. It's like, oh, what do I do? Listen, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna see if I can't work out to use something else, like use it for something else. It can stay for now. 105 Luxe highlighter. That's in this family of brushes. I'm gonna keep it. That will go into my kit. I don't mind having heaps of brushes in my kit because it means I've got like, if I do a big shoot and there's multiple models, multiple people doing makeup on, or it's like a, you know, a competition, bodybuilding competition, bikini bodybuilding competition, I've got, and I do like 6 girls, I've got brushes galore. So I just want to downsize what is in front of my vanity. Alright, last 2 brushes. This is the Sigma Highlight Duster. This gives a really light dusting of highlighter, like formulas that are really kind of like all over the face. This is the brush for that kind of thing. So think of the like Lumi version of the Laura Mercier powder. You would put this in, like swirl it in a little bit so you can coat the whole thing, and you would dust your whole face with this, or just the high points, and it just leaves a nice feel. This type of brush is actually pretty cool. I don't use it as often as I should, but I don't have anything in my collection that's kind of similar to it. I like the tapered point, so if you wanted to get more of a concentrated or specific, you know, precision, you've got that option with this brush. This is gonna stay. The BH It's My Ray Ray number 3 brush. I don't think I've ever used this brush, like ever. It's gonna go. Back to the maybes. What am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. What do I do? This one would be good for blush. I'm gonna keep that in my kit. Alright, they're gonna stay. They're gonna stay only because I can't bring myself to get rid of anything Fenty Beauty. And this brush is phenomenal. So they will stay. I don't know what, I'm gonna pop it in here for now. I'm gonna organize later, like at the end. At the end I'll organize. Alright. I have a serious love affair with the brushes, as you can see. Let's move this down a little bit. Like, getting rid of pile is not big enough, but I'm sure I can get rid of a fair few here. I know I'm keeping everything Fenty Beauty, so let's just take out... Yeah, so these are all my Fenty Beauty eye brushes. So the precision ones, if I was to do like a full face of makeup with like synthetic brushes, if I ever did end up doing that, I would gravitate towards these ones here. But I'll be real with you, I'm probably not going to use these for a while. I'm completely stuck on my Fude brushes, which I'll show you guys in a second. We'll get to the Fude towards the end, I think, before we organize. So that's this one. These here, they are gonna stay. I'm just gonna pop them in this container here for now. The MAC 224S, which stands for synthetic. I love this shape of brush. The tapered, really good. I'm gonna keep that one. These brow brushes, I'm keeping all of these. There's no if, buts, or maybes. This one's dirty because I'm currently using it. And this one's gross. It's got soap in it from like the soap styler. Yeah, these are staying. These are staying. My Zoeva 317 winged liner brush is the #1 liner brush in the history of liner brushes. I don't care what you have to say about it. That's my truth. Freaking love this brush. I have 4 of these. Clearly not in here. I don't know where they are. They should all be kind of together, but I seem to have some missing. They might be in my makeup kit. I might put them into my artistry kit. So this one is definitely staying. If I see another one, it's staying as well. Alright, these types of paddle brushes that I like to use, or shader brushes I should say. This one. So I don't need all of these. I'm gonna keep the Zoeva one. I like the size. It's nice and big. It's multi-purpose, so essentially I could use this for concealer or like even foundation. I mean, it's a bit small for that, but I can use it to like dot the face and things like that, so that's gonna stay. This one by Morphe, M421. She's a good size. She can stay. She can go. This is just a cheapie Kmart one. Yeah, no. I'm not even gonna put that in my kit. This one from Colourpop, that can go to my kit. And these two can go as well. Okay, so these are like, how can I explain these? These are like small eyeshadow brushes. Ones for blending, small blending brushes. I like this type of brush. I have heaps and heaps of these. These will probably all go towards my makeup kit. This particular type of brush is how I like to do my makeup. I like to use small controlled brushes that work in small areas. I have slightly hooded eyes, so this really helps kind of control where the eyeshadow is going. And if I'm doing a particularly like colorful look, I'm using like 6-7 shades, I like to have multiple of these, and that's why I have so many. Like, you'll see a lot of these in my collection. Yeah, these can go into my kit. I'm not going to get rid of them because it's hard to find ones that I truly like. These ones don't have the tapered point. They have more like a rounded top, so I do use them less often as the tapered one, but they do have their place, so these are gonna stay. Alright, let's go talking about precision. Let's go. Pencil brushes are a win. I love them. This one by Colourpop's really quite fat, and it's not as tapered as I would like at all, so this one is gonna go, but the two can go into my kit. This one is by M.A.C. I have a number of M.A.C. brushes. There's another one. This was part of the first makeup kit I ever bought, like makeup brush kit that I ever bought. If I come across some more, I'm likely to keep them because they use a combination of synthetic and natural. Same with Zoeva. Zoeva brushes are both synthetic and natural depending on what it's for. A lot of the face brushes are just synthetic because like when I say face, I mean like liquid buffing concealer. They will be synthetic because liquids work better with synthetics, just because you can wash them more often and things like that. But I have not used this brush at all. I have not found a use for it. It's like a hard tipped sponge brush, but I don't have anything in my collection that's like this, so I'm gonna keep this one. And this brush here is silky soft. I think this one may be a natural hair bristled. I just wouldn't be able to tell you which one it was. These are super old. Like, I've had these for years, so they will both stay. I'm gonna get rid of my BH Cosmetic brushes. I never use these. I never pick them up. They can go. This one from Sephora. I picked this up thinking I would like it, but it's too... This is the Sephora Pro Precision Crease. It's too flimsy. It hasn't got enough bristles. I don't know. It's never felt right. Never really worked right on me how I like to do my makeup. So this one's gonna go. So these brushes are similar to those small ones I showed you, except they're just on a larger scale. I just don't need this many. They all have slightly different shapes as well. So I'm gonna keep the Zoeva ones because they're just a better quality, and it's likely that they'll be a blend of synthetic and natural. Whereas the Morphe ones, they could never. Oh, that's a MAC one. It's a synthetic one, but MAC can stay. They were going to go to my kit, those. Sorry, so that was the Zoeva Luxe Crease 223. I had two of them. The MAC 217S, which is synthetic. And, oh, this one was a Morphe one. This is, no. So I want the Zoeva ones first. Morphe. Okay, these are all Morphe. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Morphe. There isn't, in terms of like brush quality. Some brushes are like legit crap and others are not. I might declutter this one. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Oh, this is a Sigma tapered blending brush. I don't know whether I like. I'm gonna put the Sigma one in my kit only because Sigma brushes are supposed to be really good. I just haven't used this one often enough for me to get a good feel for it, but I'm sure I can get the job done with it. These Morphe ones, M433, M441, M433 again, M433, M573. So this one's different. Do I really need all of these? Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my kit only because they don't need to be with me here. I'm not gonna gravitate towards them. I can organize them in my kit and it's not a big deal. These two little itty bitty Morphe brushes, great for packing on color on the outer corner. Quite small, so they've got good precision. I am going to keep these to my kit for sure. I have Fude brushes that have a very similar brush head, like the Sonia G Builder Pro is quite similar to this. Does a similar job. I'm gonna keep them. This massive brush, like it's massive. This is the Zoeva Luxe All Over Shader. So it's a massive brush. I'm gonna keep that. I don't have many brushes like this in my collection, so that can stay. Am I gonna get rid of anything? Well, technically I am getting rid of stuff because it's going to my kit and it's no longer my top shelf. Like this is what I've kept so far, like on my vanity, if that makes any sense at all. This my friends, is it's all scratched off now, but this is the M.A.C liner brush. This is the brush I used to use before I discovered the 317 by Zoeva. This can go to my kit. It's a pretty good one. This brush is useless. This one can go. This is just the ColourPop E6 liner brush. It's not thin enough. It's not dense enough. It doesn't really have a place, so. Napoleon crease eyeshadow or lip brush. I don't know how anyone's putting this on their lips. It's too big for that. That can go. ColourPop E2. Yeah, that can stay. That can go in my kit. I can go into my kit. This one's a Morphe R39. I can go in my kit. Oh, this brush. I got this brush when I did a makeup lesson. Like, I went to a makeup lesson to learn how to do makeup, and I got a set as part of the you pay the fee, like you pay what it cost. And everyone got their own brush set, and this brush was in a set of 12. This brush and another brush are the only two brushes I have left from that set, and this brush is phenomenal. This blends like a dream. It's such a good blending brush. I love it. This is staying. It's also obviously nasal. That's the word I'm looking for. Nostalgic. You guys know what I mean. And it's really comfortable to hold. It's got these grooves on the sides, so comfy to hold, so that can stay. Little itty bitty lip brush. This can stay. I don't have enough of them. Napoleon set. This is really old. This one can go. New by Nature. This is another brush that I got eons ago. Like eons ago. That can go. Zoeva Luxe Defined Crease 224. This is such a weird brush. It like cuts off at the top. So bizarre. I don't think I ever really used this much because I like the tapered point, and then the rounded point's my second favorite. And then I don't like it as much as the pointed ones, so I gravitate towards the pointed ends, the tapered ends. And this one's just flat. Like, it's just flat. Like, what do I even... No. I can go. ColourPop E1. This is a good brush. The tapered point allows you to really kind of get into the crease. I like this brush. I'm going to keep it in my collection. It does have a place. These bodyography brushes, these flat shed brushes, are perfect for cut creases. So they will stay in my collection. This Zoeva Fine Liner 315 brush. I don't really have brushes like this, you know, with the point. I suppose it would make it a lot more comfy. I don't know, we'll keep that. It's the only one I've got anyway, so. Another M.A.C brush. I promise this is clean. It's a nice shader brush. That can go in my kit. Sigma tapered blending brush. Oh, excellent brush. That's staying. Luxe Classic Shader 232 by Zoeva. This brush. Yeah, that can stay. I mean, I stay as in it can go into my kit, not on my top shelf. This brush by Napoleon sponge eyeshadow brush is legit falling apart. Like it's broken. So this one can go in the trash. I've had this brush for so long. This is probably my oldest brush. Back in the day when I used to only do like liquid liner, like in the pot liner from Inglot, and that was all I did in the mascara. I use this brush to do my liner like every single time. Some of the hairs have fallen out and like broken off. This can go in the trash as well. A little bit of like Afrodite by Olympia history right there. That can go. This is the Morphe M2501. I don't have anything like this in my collection currently, so this can stay. These two brushes can go in the trash. They don't need to be named. This one is from a makeup palette, eyeshadow palette. I can't remember which one. And I just liked it when I was laying down shimmer shades because you can really kind of wet it and it's pretty precise. I can stack. So here's what's staying. On my top shelf. Everything else is going into my kit or it's being completely decluttered once again. So this is my keeping. This is what I'm decluttering. This is what I'm decluttering so far. That's what I got so far. And then going to my kit is all of these. I will count at the end what's going and what's staying, and I think I need to go through these again for my kit because I've got more stuff for my kit that needs to be sorted out. I'm dropping things on the ground. My bad, yo. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about my Fude. So this is the Sonia G walnut brush holder. This thing is stinking cute. Like, it's so cute. Let me just take out my Fude brushes. I have to organize these as well. Alright. Oh, I forgot to show you. I hold this one as well. This is the Koyudo BP 03. My bad. This is not for foundation though. This is just to sweep off. So I do have two of the walnut brush holders by Sonia G. What makes these incredibly unique is that they're handcrafted, handmade, and they basically, it's expensive, 185 US dollars. You can adjust where you want the dividers to go as opposed to your traditional you know, static dividers. So if you've got a little tiny collection of a particular brush, you can make it smaller. If you've got a bigger collection of a particular type of brush, you can make it bigger. It's gorgeous. I love it. I think it's ingenious and they did a phenomenal job in creating this beauty. So I did purchase two because I have a lot of Fude and I'm thinking of purchasing a third one, but it depends on how I can organize my brushes at the end of this. I'm obviously keeping all of these, but I just wanted to show you what I have. So as I mentioned earlier, I did get the fundamentals. Is that everything? That's not all the fundamentals, is that? Am I using some of them? Oh, sorry, there's more Fude here as well, but these ones are clean. And these ones are dirty because I'm currently using them. I'm just gonna separate them with this brush here. So these are all my Fude. Oh, so I am using some of the fundamental set. So fundamentals, oh, my bad. There's 10 brushes in the fundamentals set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, maybe it's 8. Yeah, because then I've got what I showed you earlier, which was the new face one. So this is the new fundamental set, the one that's currently available now with the changes to the base one. Base one, face one. Yeah, base one. So that's that one. Okay, this is not all Fude, I just realized. Yeah, so I'm sorry if this is a little bit choppy and all over the dang place. but I'm currently using. So this is the Pro Face set that I've got here, and then I've got doubles of the Face Pro and the Inoge Pro. So this is the Sky Face set. I have another Sky Face set coming in the mail, another Sky Eye set coming in the mail. I bought the bundle, like the last bundle that was available in Beautylish. It said one remaining, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll take it. So I have another of these sets coming, and the reason why I bought a second set is for this brush here and for this brush here. Sonia G mentioned in her blog that the long hair brushes are going to be hard for her to restock because of demand and expertise and things like that. So she said if the opportunity is there to grab them as soon as you can. I couldn't get these individually, so I just went ahead and got the face set and the eye set together. I wanted just the face set, but it sold out. The face Sky is sold out, so I ended up getting both of them. I mean, I'm gonna use them anyway, so it's no biggie. So yeah, that's the face Sky set. Okay, the Sky Eye set. Oh my god, I do apologize if this seems a little excessive. I mean it kind of is excessive, I must admit. But I have 4 sets? 3? I have 4 sets. 3 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I have 3 sets. 3 of them. And a 4th one on the way. I really like the Sky Eye set. It's for smaller hooded eyes. Even though my eyes aren't necessarily small, the type of makeup that I like to do, I like to be quite precise, and I like precision. So you won't really see big brushes from me. They're usually quite small, tapered, that kind of thing. And this line is phenomenal for that. So there you go. Now I've got the Pro Eye set. I have 2 of the Pro Eye sets. I don't like the Pro Eye set as much as the, I don't know when I stopped recording, but there you go. That keeps happening. I do apologize. I went and got some Wayne Goss brushes, 19 and 20, and then brush number 05. So these are obviously all really small precision brushes. I basically got 3 of each, and 2 of them basically. So these ones I'm currently obviously using, and the rest are there. This is a brush that does not need to be named, but I love it for all over face setting powder, like setting my foundation with it. I'm trying to find a brush that is somewhat similar to this. If you can think of a brush that is, can you let me know in the comments down below? I would love to hear it. It's really densely packed, and I love to just pounce it on the face, like bounce it on the face to set my foundation. Sets it beautifully. I have oily combo skin, so setting my foundation is really important, and I love this brush for it, but I cannot tell you who it's by because I don't support the brand. My current foundation brush is the Chikuhodo GSN 02. This is marketed as a powder brush, and technically I could probably use it for the same thing as this brush that cannot be named, just that it would take longer. But I like using this for liquids, so not necessarily powder. I would probably consider buying a second one. It's so soft, like it's so soft. This was the brush I was talking about earlier when I say that I like to use a particular brush to do my highlight. This is the Natasha Denona 15 brush. I love this for highlight because it gives me a buffing action, but it's quite it's really quite soft and it's not prickly at all, and I find like I've got a lot more control. Love this for highlighter. So this is staying, obviously. These are all staying. I don't need to tell you twice. This is just a Benefit brush. I just use this for my soap brows. The Marc Jacobs, the crease brush is excellent. Quite tapered, really soft, really fluffy. Obviously it's synthetic, but I love this brush, so this is staying. The Chikuhodo GSN 09. I bought this with the intention of using this as like a all-over shader brush, but I find that it's too like floppy. It's not rigid enough for like shimmer shades and things like that. So I'm kind of reworking what I'm using this for. I like to use this to kind of pack color, but it's just not firm enough for what I had bought it for, what I had intended it for when I purchased it. So just something to bear in mind if you're interested in this brush. I do like the long handles, I must admit, but it doesn't quite work the way I wanted it to, and I ended up buying 2 of them at the same time, thinking, oh yeah, it was on Beautylish, so, and shipping takes forever, so I thought if I really liked it, at least I had 2 of them. It just sucks when you don't fully like it, or it's not really doing what you wanted it to do. So yeah, lesson learned. Next 2 brushes are the last ones that are considered Fude in terms of, well, being natural bristle. This one's Fude anyway, this one's made in Japan. This is the Koyudo BP 003. It's a finishing brush. You can, final step of like, you know, putting finishing powder everywhere, or you can use this to sweep off excess powder. Ultra soft goat hair, so this one's beautiful. And then this one, which is the Royal and Langnickel Silk Pro, is also a natural bristle brush. It's not Fude though, because it's not made in Japan, but is made from natural bristles, and it's just if not softer than the one I just showed you. I've had this one for years. I've had to like reattach the ferrule to the handle. That tells you that it's not Fude, because that stuff does not happen often in Fude brushes. But you'll find that the bristles will fall out more before the actual craftsmanship breaks down on you. But I've had this for like 12 years. Like, I've had this for a long time, and it's super soft, and I use it basically to sweep off excess powder from my face, or like glitter and things like that. And then these brushes are all synthetic. This is the 56. This one I showed you earlier that I put in my, no, that I kept. I had 2 of them. One of them I'm currently using. This is the Sephora Pro Flawless 56 brush. Airbrush brush, whatever you want to call it. This is the Morphe M173. I like to use this for blending out under the eye, the concealer underneath the brow, or my MAC paint pot. Same thing goes for this Sephora brush. This one is the Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush, number 57, but I like to use this more for, it's not as dense as the Morphe one, so I like to use this to blend out under my eyes, the concealer underneath my brows, and I like to use this for my paint pot. They're both pretty good brushes. And you guys have been asking about this brush. This is the Morphe E42. I like to use this for contour. This is the nose contour brush. I want to take one of these. This brush is excellent. Excellent brush. Angled, lovely, cool. My actual brushes that I'm currently using in the makeup kit. Some of these I'm not using, some of these I am using. So because I have these brushes here that I know I'm going to be using, that I'm dropping everywhere, I want to whittle this down and only actually like pick out the ones I'm going to use. Okay, off the bat, I can tell you that will be keeping all of these angled brushes. So these ones here, they come in handy when I'm doing brows, when I'm cleaning up the brow area, when I'm defining the brow with concealer. These type of brushes are excellent. I love the flat top. I use it on myself. I have one that I currently use. I only need the one because I just wipe it off and reuse it. I don't really clean it that often, but It's always in rotation anyway, so 2 of them is handy because then I can do obviously more than one person. So these are gonna stay. This Morphe X Bretman Rock, this is gonna go. I'm not using it in my kit. No. The only fan brushes I like are from Sonia, which is, I don't know if I showed you guys. Picture these ones here. So this is the Sculpt one, Worker Fan. I've got the Sculpt 2 and the Sculpt 4 coming in the mail. I'm waiting for it to arrive. These brushes are gonna stay. Sorry, not that one, this one. I thought I had another one of these. Yeah, here it is. This brush is excellent for, similarly to when I like blend out the concealer underneath my eye. I have another brush I use this for, so I can use this one for that job. I can use this one for that job, but it works. I used to do it all the time when I first started with this brush, and it's phenomenal for that. So that's definitely gonna stay. I don't know, I have this one in my kit, but I never actually end up using this. I never use this. I'm gonna pop this in the maybe because I feel like I've got other brushes in my collection that will do the same job, and that's why I don't really gravitate towards it. Yeah, that's a maybe. I'm just gonna pop it over here for now. Okay, Luxie brushes. More than that. Alright, so these Luxie brushes are phenomenal. I love these brushes. So I've got the Luxie 231 and the Luxie 205. So 205 are the 2 bigger ones. 231s are the smaller tapered ones. This is how I've been doing my makeup for such a long time. So when I ended up getting the Sky Eye set, the Mini Booster was the closest to the Luxie. Works exactly the same way, but I find that obviously this being softer, it just gets the job done quicker. But if you are wanting to find an alternative or a dupe, it would be this line here. So it would be this particular brush there. So I'm definitely keeping these. I love using these on clients. It gets the job done beautifully, quickly. Love it, love it, love it. So these are all staying 100%. Another brush that's staying 100% is this Morphe E48. I use this to put powder underneath the eye because it's got that tapered point. Excellent, excellent, excellent for that. Another brush shape that I cannot get enough of is, so similar to the Luxie one, just that little bit smaller. This is the M506 and the M507. So one is more tapered, the other one's more rounded, but they're both very, very tapered brushes. And I use them similarly to the Luxie ones. These are just even smaller, so even more intricate work, especially if you've got really small eyes. I cannot recommend these brushes enough, and they are definitely staying, and I do need all of them because I just do. There's another one. So this is the Morphe M441 and M456 and then M514. So I've just got duplicates. Okay, M441. I'll start with the M441. That's what this one looks like here. This particular brush is really good for blending out. It's the ones that I have up here, like really similar to these Morphe brushes here. They kind of all do similar things. I'm gonna keep them because well, I can't have too many blending brushes, to be honest, and they will stay in my kit. Alright, this can go, this can go, and this can go. These 3 can go. I do not want to say what brand this is because I do not support them, and honestly I never use their brushes anyway. I do use this one on occasion, but I've got all these brushes up here that will do the same thing. I don't need them. This can go. I've had this brush for the longest time as well. This is the Nude by Nature Kabuki brush. Super soft, but honestly I don't use it either, so it can probably go as well. I've got more of the Morphe E34, 38, E4. Yeah, they can all stay. They all have a place in my not my particular makeup process, but when I do on clients, these come in handy big time, so they can stay. All my winged liner brushes, I think I gave one of them away. So I've got 2 winged liner brushes here. I only need one for my personal kit. Realistically, they can both stay in my kit for sure. Alright, so more blending brushes. These 2 will stay. Excellent blending brushes by Morphe. This one's the E27. Sorry, E27. Really soft, versatile, excellent. They can stay. I need to start getting rid of stuff, don't I? This paddle brush by Kat Von D, number 25. She's staying. She's excellent for blush, for highlight. Very, very, very versatile. Can do many things, so she's gonna stay. I'm gonna get rid of the BH. I'm sorry, but I just don't gravitate towards it. This is the other Natasha 15 brush that I use for highlighter that I was telling you guys that I love so much. That's going to stay in my kit. So I've got one that I use and one I use on clients. This is the same brush that came in that set that I was raving about. This one here. So this is the other brush that I kept in that set. The rest I chucked out long time ago. But this one's great for applying foundation to the face to sheer it out first, and then going on in with another foundation brush to buff it out. So this is great for applying products with. The paddle brush is quite good for that. So this is gonna stay. It's the only one of this type I have in my collection, but I feel it's got a bit more of a place in my makeup kit because people have different types of skin. They might need a more sheer application, though I tend to do a sheer application than most people anyway. But yeah, I just find that it just was more helpful in my kit than it was in my own collection, so that's what's gonna stay. These brushes are similarly the same thing. I use these to apply concealer underneath the eye, and then I buff it out with a different brush. But this is the Morphe E226, and this is the Sigma Concealer F75 brush, made in USA. So even though they're different brushes, they have very similar brush heads and they essentially do the same thing. This one's a bit more denser than this one, but I get the same job done. That's going to stay for sure. This brush, this is from Benefit. This is their bronzer brushes. I used to love to use this brush for bronzer, but I like a more denser brush. This is just not dense enough. It's a bit too flimsy for my liking. It does apply a really soft amount of bronzer, but sometimes I find that it just picks up too much product, so it like messes up the foundation messes up the makeup process like that I've just applied. So I'm actually going to declutter this brush, and that sounds crazy, but yeah, I don't think it's that great anymore, and I did recommend it in some videos, so I do apologize if you've gone and bought this brush under my recommendation. It used to work really well for me, but I think with the more sophisticated with the more unsophisticated bronzer formulas, ones that, you know, pick up, are quite powdery, it can pick up too much product, I've found. So this is gonna go. The Zoeva buffer brush, I already kept a fair few flat foundation brushes. Well, actually, I've only kept one. One. This can stay, but I am going to get rid of the Juvia's Place one. I just find, just like the Huda Beauty, they cake on makeup way too much, and they're too dense, and I don't understand why you've got 2 different coloured bristles on here. I don't know, I don't think it's cute at all. So that can join its sister. We're working through this, we're working through this. This is a buffing concealer brush that I got from Sonia Kushak when I was in the US of A. Excellent. I don't use this in my personal collection because a lot of my subscribers, Australian subscribers that is, can't access Sonia Kushak unless they go to the US of A and go to Target there and purchase it for themselves. but I like using this in my kit for nose contour, for buffing out underneath the eyes. It's very versatile, so that's gonna stay. These brushes, these Real Technique brushes, deluxe crease brush and base shadow brush, I never use these. I don't really like them, so these are gonna go. These big fat brushes are great, multi-purpose, setting powder, sweeping powder, bronzer. These are gonna stay. This brush is gonna go. This lip brush, I used to use this underneath my eye to do my, to sculpt my brows, not realizing it was a lip brush, but it's a lip brush, so that's gonna stay. I don't have very many lip brushes in my collection, so all the lip brushes that I do have will stay, like in my makeup kit. Another lip brush that can stay in my makeup kit. These really small pencil brushes, they're all gonna stay. I'm not gonna reduce it this much because like I said, I'm using it on multiple people. A lot of the time I would use these type of brushes to do like cut crease looks and things like that to get precision because it's got such a sharp edge. So I'm gonna keep them for that purpose. But on me, I don't use these type of brushes on me, but on my clients, I think they will come in handy. This brush is great for nose contour. It's very similar to the Morphe one that I use on myself. I use this one on clients, angled head type thing. It's really comes in handy. It's a face brush, so I'll put that over there. Illamasqua lip brush, that's gonna stay. Alright, so these three brushes from Estée RLO-1, these are all, I think they've got like horsehair or some kind of, or maybe even weasel hair. I'm not sure, but they're ultra soft. They are definitely 100% have some kind of natural bristle in them. They work a lot better than some of these other brushes combined. These two brushes really pack on color. I find that I can also use this if I wet them. I can use them with shimmer shades as well. I've just got different sizes. These are all going to go into my makeup kit because they are very versatile. Another one of these, I might add this one to my personal set only because I've got two already. No, it's gonna go to my makeup kit set because it's just got way more use there. Actually, I might take the Sigma one for my personal, for like foundation application, like dotting around the face, that kind of thing. Another paddle type brush for shimmer shades. Alright, brushes like these. I thought I had more than one. There we go. I like to use these on the lower lash line to like blend out a shade just because of the shape. Ooh. The shape is really like kind of thin almost and oblong, like longish. So it really does tuck in underneath the lash line and I can blend with it quite a bit. So these are quite versatile. This is the Morphe E32. I've got two of them and this is the It's My Ray Ray number 8. This is probably the only It's My Ray Ray brush other than the big fluffy one that I'm actually keeping. So this brush can go. This is just like a random set. Doesn't really do much. This is another flat one for concealer and whatnot. That can stay. This Morphe E335 brush is massive for one. Don't know what I would use this for. It looks similar to my concealer brushes, so maybe I could use it for that. It's definitely a face brush. It's just a bit larger than the rest. So I'll keep that. It's the only one that I have in this particular style. So more of the paddle shaped brushes. So this is very similar to this one here, just a bigger size. I am gonna keep them. I don't really use this very often, like this particular brush, only because I'm really not quite sure how they would perform, but I'm interested to see what this would do. Seems quite versatile, so I'm gonna keep these for. Another one of the defined shader this is the second one, so this one I'm definitely going to keep. It's quite good position to do like shimmer shades and whatnot. I have this brush, but honestly I never use it. The bristles are really short. I don't know, it might be good for like stamping on liner, but I feel like it wouldn't be thin enough. I might get rid of this one. I don't know what to do with that one. Another concealer brush, buffer brush. I already have enough, so I'm gonna pop this in my kit. This is just a random Nude by Nature brush that's really old. This can go. Brow brushes can stay. I don't have very many. I don't really use pomade, but if I need to use pomade, these type of brushes are the ones I would graduate towards. This is the Morphe M158, and this is the Colourpop E14. So I'm gonna keep both of these. This is an angled brush. Do I have two of these? Is this the one I talked about before? Oh yeah. Very similar. I could use this for nose contours. So I'm glad I got another one of that. Precision liner brush. I'm going to leave that in my kit for sure. Sorry, camera died. So this Kat Von D brush. It's a bit stiff. I don't really use this often, if at all. That can go. This is from the Flower Beauty eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna put this one back in there because if I ever want to give it away, at least it comes with its original brush. So I'm gonna put that to the side. This concealer brush from Nude by Nature can go. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything for me. I love this type of brush. Very similar to the one Sonia G has, like the Builder Pros and the Builder type brushes. Able to pack on color really, really well for intensity. Not much precision, but good intensity anyway. So I'm gonna keep that. This soft definer is similar to that paddle shaped brush that I like to use in the crease, especially if you've got hooded eyes. So this one's gonna stay. The Marc Jacobs, the conceal brush. I'm gonna keep this in my personal collection. I don't know what's doing in here. I like to use this. It's similar to the Fenty Beauty one, just a bit smaller. I like to use this underneath the brow, on the lid, that kind of thing, with concealer or paint pot, that kind of thing. I don't know, I think I just got this brush for free. It's a good paddle brush that can stay. This is my only Pat McGrath Labs brush. I like to use this to apply primer on my clients. It's supposed to be like a highlighter brush, just dual fiber, or you can use it for foundation. But I just feel like it just leaves lines. Like it doesn't really, it's not overly great. So let's do some organizational stuff. Oh, one more brush, the Fenty Beauty Travel, I don't know what this is, touch up brush. I don't even know why I bought this. I think I was just Fenty mad at the time. I've never even used this, like, at all. And I couldn't see myself using this, but I suppose it's a good travel brush if I wanted to, like, touch up under the eyes or something, if I had, like, a translucent powder or something. Look, I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to pop it in a different area. Alright, so I've got eye brushes for my kit and face brushes for my kit. All here. I'm obviously keeping these in a separate area. They are probably going to be out of sight, out of mind until I need to use them for a client. But I have enough here to probably do 6 faces. That's a face brush. 6 faces in one go. I'm not sure how I'm going to store these, but I'll sort that out later. Okay, brushes I'm getting rid of. 49 brushes. 49 brushes I'm getting rid of. And if you're going to include the ones that I declutter from here, I have downsized quite a bit. So these ones are going out of my collection. So like not in my kit, not on my table, like they're basically gone. Brushes I am keeping. These are the brushes that I'm keeping. I need to somehow downsize this again. I think I still have too many. Like the way I want to organize my top brushes, I still have too many brushes. So, well, this is sad. Hold on. I wonder if I should just get rid of all of these. I say that because I want to put my Fude, foundation brushes like into here. The way they sit on my vanity, it's gonna sit like these three together. But I don't really have a place for these brushes. Out of these brushes, am I really gonna use any of these? Oh, there's some that I would use. So I would use this Zoeva one, the wing liner, and the Bodyography ones for cut creases. And I'm already using this one currently to do my underbrow concealing, like defining. Probably honestly wouldn't even pick the rest up. Oh, I would need something like this though. But the rest, not so much. I just didn't want to get rid of them from my collection. Like I didn't want to declutter them, but I don't think I'd actually like pick them up. So I can put these in a different section on my vanity, but I would definitely use these. The rest, because of my Fude brushes, I would not use these. So I'm actually going to declutter these into my kit, except for the Anastasia 14 brush. If I need to do pomade, if I end up wanting to do a pomade, I would use this. Alright, so I'm keeping these ones. So this is the tray it sits on. Just going to give it a clean. Foundation brushes, concealer brushes, basically wet things will go on this side. And then I've got actual like more wet things, foundation brushes and whatnot, but these are more Fude. So these are all synthetic. These are the Fude ones, the natural bristle ones. And in the middle I have like my powder brushes. So bronzer brushes, powder brushes. These are brushes that I actually use. Highlighter brushes, sculpt brushes are on this side here. So that's that all settled. I'll show you guys what it looks like when I pop it in place. That's done. So I'm keeping these obviously. Now I'm just gonna organize my Fude. So I've got two. I might just move this out of the way there. I've got two of the Sonia G walnut brush holders. I'm gonna separate the face and the eye. That's the reason why I bought two of them. I'll do the eye brushes first. And I'll go by use, I suppose. I have these ones that I'm currently using, but they're in rotation. I don't want to mix them up with ones that are clean, so they can stay in that little glass container. Okay, so I organized these in terms of type. So these ones are like packing brushes, like on the lid, or they're all on the lid, but like just packing on color to build up color quite quickly. These are all my jumbo blenders. Obviously have 4 of these because I've got the 4th set in my in use section, so one's in use. This is all the lid shimmer shade brushes. So I'm sorry, wrong way. I'm doing it upside down. So basically if you have like brushes that I need to put shimmer shades down, I have these ones. Oh my god. This one's miscellaneous. I don't know where this one's gonna go. I suppose I could use this to like pack on color. So technically it could be in this one here. And then I've got all my precision blending brushes in this section here together. And then I've got my bigger blending brushes just behind it. Yeah, okay. That's my Fude eye set, eye brushes. I do have the Marc Jacobs, which is technically not Fude, but I love this brush and it works like Fude, technically. Alright, let's do the face ones. Okay. I've got bronzer brushes on this end here. Then I've got big fluffy brushes together. Cheek powder brushes, so like for blush and whatnot, or like powder contour or bronzer. The white bristles, which can be used for cream products, so cream blush, cream bronzer, that's together. All over kind of face or under eye powder brush. This can also be used, both these can also be used for bronzer really. So I'm going to put them up top here with kind of like the bronzer area. And then brushes that I use for highlighting as well are together. Okay. Alright, so that's everything organized. I'm going to take you guys to my desk, like my vanity, and you guys can see how everything looks together. Okay guys, so here is, oh, you can see my Christmas scrubs. Here is my brush setup. You can probably notice since I filmed that video that I've actually added some more Fude brushes here. So I have my two Sonia G, the crane walnut containers there. I've got face brushes on this side and I've got eye brushes on this side. The face brushes does kind of spill over onto the eye brush area, and some of this stuff is in the eye area only because I want to kind of keep it all together. So that's why the Lotus set. So I want to keep the sets together. I have some foundation brushes, some are Fude, some are synthetic. And then these are the brushes that I'm currently using. So I've got face brushes on this side here. And then I've got eye brushes here. So sorry, face brushes that are dry, eye brushes, and then face brushes that are like liquid, so concealer, foundation, that kind of thing. And then in this section here, this is, so this stuff here, though it's been used, it's been cleaned off. I have this artist, like a brush cleaning pad thing. So what I'll do is I'll take a brush, clean it off on here, and then it will go back into the holder. Because with Fude, you don't really clean them all too often, like maybe once a month. Now with this, I have replacement cloths. So I just open it up and then I remove the cloth and put it back. That is my brush declutter and organization. I hope you enjoy this video. Bye.